Well, I made it to the Mount Carmel rest area in Maine off of US 1. I have an Acadian story to tell here as well. So I'm driving down the road and I see a sign that said Acadian Cross. So I'm curious. There's a sign in front of this building and it looks to be historical. Take the trail downhill to the Acadian Cross Memorial. Oh, I see the cross across the field. I know this railroad track gets used because I slept next to it last night. And there we are. (1785) Acadian Cross Historic Shrine. That's obviously when the deportation happened. That's a beautiful flag. So St. David Church, established 1871. The Acadians built a lot of churches, mostly Roman Catholic. Many of the churches I passed have been closed. This one actually looks open. Oh, it is open. That's the St. John River. On the other side of the river is Canada. This side is Fort Kent, Maine, which is the end of US Route 1. So I've traveled all the way from the other end of US Route 1, which is in Key West. Did a detour into Canada for a while and decided to finish the Route 1 trip. It's definitely been a good trip. I'm glad you have made it.
In 1,000 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Up ahead is the bridge to go over to Canada. So just short of that should be the marker for the end of Route 1. Right here. This is it. America's first mile. US Route 1.
You have arrived.
Wow. 2,446 miles. Route 1. This site denotes the first mile on US Route 1, designated on November 11th, 1926. First mile extends from Fort Kent, Maine, Clare, New Brunswick International border to the Dube House, built in 1840, one of the oldest homes still standing in Fort Kent. Traveling south on Route 1 will continue your scenic journey through the St. John Valley, Aroostook County, and on to the coastal regions of Maine and beyond. The historic US Route 1 offers breathtaking views and a variety of cultures and experiences. Safe travels. So our flags are the US, Canadian, the state of Maine, and then the Acadian flag. Definitely see a lot of the Acadian flags in this region and a lot of homes with the Acadian star on it. So after the Revolutionary War, there wasn't really an agreement on the northern boundary. And so the British said, hey, that's your boundary. And the Americans are like, no, no, that's ours. And fortunately, without fighting, we came up to a new boundary. And so this blockhouse is in Fort Kent, Maine. I guess it was one of the ones that was related to defending the area. I see this Treaty of Washington marker out front. And what's interesting, it says Albert Smith, US.com. So he was probably the first pioneer of the internet, had his own .com address. Awesome. All the cool things you learn when you go to historic sites. And there's the story on the blockhouse. Back to the end of Route 1. I went to the grocery store and then visited the Fort Kent blockhouse. And here we go, end of Route 1. So I'm going over the bridge, going to Canada again, head toward Quebec City.
In 600 feet, continue straight to stay on Fort Kent Bridge.
So that's St. John River. There's Canada. Well, across the border, I'm back in Canada, so I'm on this side, Canadian side of the St. John River, heading toward Quebec City, then Montreal, then back into the U.S. Wow, look at the amount of logs there. Incredible.